potentially going to be very quick. You were clear in your conviction, guilty verdict, and yet here we are, almost close of business, really, for Fairfax County, and still no decision from the jury.
Yes, so you're entirely correct. It's very hard to read the tea leaves in terms of what jurors are going to do. I do know that just because a jury takes a long time, you really can't read in one way or another. Sometimes, in certain contexts, a quick verdict can be favorable to the prosecution, can also be favorable to the defense. The reverse is true. A long, drawn-out jury deliberation can be favorable for the prosecution. It can be favorable for the defense. Here, this is a very serious crime, and it's really not uncommon for the jury to want to go through everything before making a decision that has to last with them the rest of their lives or stay with them the rest of their lives. So I have seen cases where even though the evidence seems very one-sided, the jury still does their job and thoroughly reviews everything prior to making a determination.
All right, so he's charged with aggravated murder of two people, his wife and also this man that allegedly was lured into this house for the supposed tryst prior to the homicide, but also additional charges of child abuse and child neglect. Could there be more hang-up on the lesser charges here, or what exactly, like you said, it's hard to read the tea leaves here, but given your expertise, what exactly could be happening in that jury room right now?
What I think that probably the strongest point is that the jury wants to take their time. They want to deliberate, even though this does seem one-sided. You know, sometimes there could be jurors who want to review certain evidence. The jury gets all the evidence for the first time in their hands, and they get to review, play videos, listen to testimony, get readback, look at evidence, look at exhibits. And so a lot of times people want to go through everything. Sometimes they want to reread all the jury instructions. I think there might be some hang up here. Maybe there was some misunderstanding as to some of the evidence. It's probably that that the majority of people, based on what I've seen from the trial, that the jury, I would think, has to be leaning toward guilt.
All right, we'll be waiting to see. As we know, last week they went early to close the business. There was a juror there that was asking, had personal issues to tend to, so we'll see how long the judge. Usually, does the judge ask how close are you or get an estimation, or do you think they'll just come back tomorrow since it's still Tuesday?
Sure. Unless the jury reaches out, judges really are almost forbidden from being proactive and talking to the jury. So if the jury sends a note to the judge, hey, look, we're hung, we don't think we can make a decision, then the judge would inquire, what are you at? Don't tell me guilt or innocence, or guilt or not guilt. Tell me numbers. Okay, either do you think that it would be helpful to go back and keep going at it, or are you guys hopelessly deadlocked? That usually happens after about 2 or 3 inquiries. I haven't seen anything so far that indicates that the jury's asking the judge for this advice, so we'll have to see.
Bob Barnard, is there a court? It doesn't seem as though there have been any questions asked. We know that some of the jurors went to get some lunch, and they're working through lunch, so we'll see what comes of it. Of course, Joseph, and of course to our audience, if we get a verdict, we will certainly jump in here on Fox 5 and bring you the very latest there. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right, well, the Super Bowl, as you know,